I didn't even want to hit record on this one. I sat here for like a whole hour just debating whether I should even make this video. Because on one hand, I love my team. I love talking about football. I love breaking down film, camp battles, roster moves, all that. But on the other hand, what just happened this morning, like literally this morning, feels heavy, bro. It's uncomfortable. And I don't want you all thinking this is some kind of let's pile on a dude kind of episode, because it's not. It's really not. This ain't a hit piece. This is just real talk. It's news. It's facts. It's something we can't ignore. And as much as I wish it wasn't the case, we gotta talk about it. So here we go. Cavonte Turpin, man, our Pro Bowl return man. One of the fastest dudes in the league. A weapon who was supposed to take on a bigger role this year in the offense, a guy Schottenheimer's been scheming for all offseason. He just got arrested this morning in Allen, Texas. Yep. Not yesterday. Not last week. This morning. And I know some people are going to be like, yo, why you always got to report the bad stuff? Listen, I don't want to be the one to bring this kind of news, but I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. Because it matters. It's part of the story of this team now. And that's what I'm here for. So let's break it all down because, trust me, this ain't just about a weed charge. It's way deeper than that. It's way more layered than just a one-line headline. Turpin got popped for two things: possession of marijuana under 2 ounces and unlawful carrying of a firearm. Now look, let's keep it a buck. Marijuana in 2025? I ain't even tripping off that. NFL players go through hell physically and mentally. If a little weed is helping dudes calm their minds or deal with pain, I'm not about to sit here and judge. I mean, half the league probably smokes. The issue here is timing. The issue is judgment. The issue is what the firearm says about where his head's at. Because Allen, Texas? That's not a place where you need to be carrying a gun at 6 in the morning, bro. It's not. That's not some sketchy neighborhood. That's suburbs. That's golf courses. That's Starbucks and Whole Foods and people jogging with labradoodles. Like, who exactly were you expecting to run into out there that had you riding dirty? It just doesn't make sense. And that's what concerns me the most. Because when guys make choices that don't line up with their reality, that tells you there's something deeper going on. That tells you that mentally, emotionally, they're still living in survival mode when they're now in the league, under contract, with all the resources in the world to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be the one behind the wheel anymore. You can hire a driver. You can call an Uber. You can roll with a friend. But carrying a gun and weed at 6 a.m., that's just reckless. And I hate saying that because I was rooting for Turpin heavy. I still am. But this move right here, this puts everything on pause. And now we got to talk about the ripple effects. Because this isn't just about him. This is about the whole team. About the leadership. About the culture we've been trying to build. About accountability. And now I got to ask, what's McCarthy going to do? What's Schottenheimer going to say? Are they going to address it publicly? Are they going to pretend it didn't happen? Is this going to get swept under the rug? Because if I'm being real, the silence so far, it's loud. It's real loud. And I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Because this is the kind of moment that tells you everything about a team's identity. Do we hold guys accountable? Or do we let things slide if the talent is good enough? And y'all know the Cowboys' history. We've been down this road before. Zeke got suspended for 6 games over allegations that never even led to charges. Randy Gregory? Out for months over weed. So if the league cracked down that hard on them, you better believe they're going to look into this. Especially when there's a firearm involved. I mean, let's not forget, the NFL doesn't need a conviction to hand out punishment. All they need is a reason. And this is more than enough. So now, we're sitting here waiting. Waiting to see if the league steps in. Waiting to see if Jerry says something. Waiting to see if Turpin even gets released soon because, last I checked, he's still sitting in jail right now. Still hasn't seen a judge. No bond set. And if this drags on, that's reps missed, meetings missed, mental install missed. And let's not act like his roster spot was guaranteed either. He had a role, yes, but that WR room is getting crowded, and special teams is brutal. All it takes is one young dude balling out in camp to make coaches rethink everything. So Turpin, he's officially on the clock now. And it breaks my heart to say that because this is a guy who beat the odds to get here, played in the USFL, dominated, fought his way onto the roster, became a star on special teams, and just when it looked like he was finally about to expand his game, he does this. And what makes it even more complicated? He's got history. That 2018 arrest? Assault on a family member, Class A misdemeanor. He pled guilty, did his time, stayed out the league for a while, and eventually the Cowboys gave him another shot. And for a while, it looked like it paid off. But now, that past, that gets brought right back to the surface. Because when something like this happens, the first thing the media is going to do is dig up everything. And when there's already a record, now you've got a narrative. Now you've got a pattern. And that's where things get dangerous, especially when you're not a $100 million player. Turpin's good, but he ain't untouchable. And let's be honest, he can be replaced. That's just how this league works, especially on special teams. So now it's about what the Cowboys do next, what the coaching staff does, what the locker room does. Because this could go two ways. It could either spark a culture moment where the team circles up and says, let's lock in, let's move smarter, let's hold each other accountable. Or it could become a distraction, a cancer, he got away with it so I can too type of thing. And that's what worries me. Because we've been so close the last few years, right on the edge, talent everywhere, all the pieces. And it always feels like something off the field ends up biting us. And if Turpin becomes that thing this year, man, it's going to sting. Because this team needs to start fast. We can't afford a shaky start to camp. We can't afford to be dealing with press conferences and off-field drama while trying to install a new offense. And right now, Turpin just threw a wrench in all of it. And if you're him, you got to be sitting in that cell thinking, was it worth it? Was carrying that gun, that weed, worth risking everything you've built? Because whether he meant to or not, he just put everything on the line. And I'm not saying his career is over, not at all. But the margin for error just got real small. He's going to have to show growth, accountability, and probably face some kind of discipline, whether that's from the team, the league, or both. And I hope he does. I hope he takes this moment and wakes up, because Turpin's got talent, man. He's fun to watch. He brings energy. But this league, it don't play around with this stuff. And if you give it a reason to cut you loose, it will, no matter how fast you are. So, Cavante,